All right, guys, happy Friday. How we doing? Oh, let's see. Coming up on 1 o'clock from here on Friday, the 3rd of November. So, of course, we're going to take a peek at Bitcoin. It's not particularly challenging technically. We'll pop around some of the major alts as well and take a look at the S&P and see if we can make some sense with that. So, of course, if you look at the board, I'm just looking up at my Thinkorswim monitor here. Everything's green. Oh, pardon me. Apple's down too. Essentially, I think we can all agree this is a risk-on kind of a day, right? Good jobs numbers. Right, bad is good, good is bad, right? Whatever market likes it. So risk-on for traditionals. Bitcoin, again, we've got a bit of a disconnect here, right? They're not moving in lockstep. Not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but we're stalling here, and I think. Most of Bitcoin traders we're all sitting here just waiting for the ETF. That's certainly not a trading strategy, but I think if we look at the price action here, there's a little bit of we're inching forward. Okay, it's coming. Is it coming? Is it delayed? It's coming. But the question is how much of that is priced in. I think it's very underpriced. My view, right? Just my opinion. So if we look here now, let's bring up the chart here. Well, what do we got here? I'm on BitGet, of course, right? Our sponsor. Oh, am I in log scale? I guess I am in log scale. All right, so we're from 15 to looking up here in the 40s, right? So there's enough to look in log scale, and it just opens it up. It's not dramatically different. We just get a better look at it here. Well, okay, so all of the lines, all the labels, it's easy to get going, oh, fuck, man, does it have to be this complicated? Well, what are we really doing? We're trying to make sense of the chaos, is what we're trying to do with Elliott Wave, and trying to do some analysis and predictive analysis based on crowd behavior, right? Fear and greed, that's all Elliott Wave is. But we can also simplify this. Swing, retrace, swing, retrace, swing. Oh, okay. All of a sudden, something's changed. Now we got swing, retrace, swing, retrace, swing, retrace, swing. All right, it's all the market it's all the market can do. That's all it ever does, right? So that's all we're trying to do is say, okay, can we look for patterns that we know that are prone to repeating here, because people tend to do the same things. Trying to predict one person's actions, that's a different story. When you're trying to predict thousands and millions of people's actions, particularly when it's around something like money, which is, many would argue there is nothing more emotional than money, then it's a different story, a little bit more predictable. So again, look at the market today, right? I mean, everything's up, right? We have good jobs numbers, right? So buy, right? It feels like, oh, easy money. And there probably is certainly, there's some easy money being made today, right? So there was a lot of anticipation of it yesterday, thus the big boom. Did they know? Maybe not. I don't know that it matters, right? But manipulation is rampant, right, in all markets, right? So you can't fight it. It's there. It's always going to be there. So you got to learn to work around it or work with it, ideally. Right, what do we have? 95% of all trading now is done by software. So you got to try and understand what the software is doing so that you can, try and play along with it and not get run over by it, although that's still going to happen. So let's just focus in here on our count. It hasn't changed. I shouldn't say it that way. It's changed many times, right? As we've come down and gone up, but per the last couple of weeks, it's still on the premise that we've got an impulse here. Now, this can be counted a couple of different ways, and I've seen some very talented Elliotticians count this differently. Again, I'm not sure it matters, right? So here we can call this an impulse. Here's the correction, right? We've got nice geometry around it. Now here's next impulse. Right, anticipating the correction, next impulse. That's kind of how it rolls. So I got daily here. It's a lot of deep swings along the way, right? So as we look here, I think this is, and I've kind of framed this a couple of different ways over the last couple of weeks, but all of this is really the sideways correction of all of this price action. Now we're breaking out of that, so we're gonna get it out of here. It's a little tricky in here. Again, we've been over this a couple of times last few weeks. This is, you're making do. It's not ideal, right? It's tempting to want to go 1 2 1 2, but if you really dig in there, you don't really have clean impulses. The strongest, oh shit, here, the clearest move here is this. Oh shit, can you see that? Let me get to a 2, right? That's probably the clearest move here, where I've got a very clear 3, right? So you might think, oh, 1 2 3. It doesn't quite connect, right? So thus being a little bit creative, and this is this count came from our newest team member, you know him, you love him, Wonka, right? He gave this to me on a live stream a couple of weeks ago, and I think this is perfectly valid. So we've got to go 3 3 3, right? So a WXY, right? Again, we've been over this a couple times. Now here comes the impulse, right? If this is the 2, we might change this labeling, right? But right now it's valid, it works, right? So then I'm coming out of here 1 2 3. Now question mark, right? Is it 3 4 here? Are we done? My view is we're not done yet, right? This is the area of interest up here. Oh, this is supply that's above the market. We haven't gotten there yet. So it strikes me that pretty reasonable for us to be looking at a retrace back down here. We've got this big fair value gap. We come back to some structure here. We've got the nice channeling, and then we go up to the 5. Do I know that's going to happen? Well, of course not. But again, we're doing some analysis based on what's here now, right? Remember now, Elliott count is always just a snapshot in time, which is that's why they change, right? You look at them, you get new information, you may have to adjust the labeling, things get invalidated. It's not a negative to Elliott Wave that waves are changing, right? It's just we go with the market and adapt based on what's in front of us. So as it sits here right now, let's see if I do it this way. Come here, right? So all of this sideways action here, you're unsure. I don't know. This is unusual. We got truncation here. This is a liquidation wick. It's a little funky, but so it's corrective. And then we come out of it impulsively. We get this big move right here. Look at the displacement here. Big imbalance, fair value gap, right? Call it what you like. So we're starting to roll here. Are we done? Could be, right? It could be 3 4 5 and we're done, right? We start the retrace. I wouldn't want to be a buyer up here. Just me, right? I never ever, under any circumstances, right? Only because I've lost so much money doing it, right? You've heard me say this for 5 years. I never ever buy breakouts. I just refuse to do it. I'll wait for it to come back because odds are it will, right? Now, not always, but usually. All right, so I'm sitting here looking at this going, all right, well, what can we make any sense of what just happened up here, right? Does it look like maybe some liquidity grab? It's hard to argue with it, right? I mean, it seems like you can make a case for just a liquidity grab up here. Now we're coming back down. So this is who's buying up here? Probably retail, right? We don't know, right? You don't know, but somebody bought it up here. Breakout trader, right? How's that working out so far? Now, for all I know, right, by the end of the day, this is $1,000 higher. But right now, my point is never that breakouts don't happen. My point is that it's a terrible place to enter the market, right? It's always my point, right? Breakouts have to be successful or the markets go sideways forever. It's just not the place to enter, right? I think I've made that pretty clear, in my opinion there. I think you'll find it'll save you more money than you can possibly comprehend, because I know how much money I've lost doing that over 30 plus years. So it's a hard rule for me now. Okay, so it's kind of a little bit of a hurry up and wait. Next opportunity, if we come down here and we get into this fair value gap, a little balance, right? There's probably a trade there. I don't know that I'd be thinking off to the moon. We'll never retrace again. Well, if we complete it, right? What would your expectation be? Oh, we've completed a 5, right? What's next? Maybe you come down here to the channel. Then we go, right? So you got, what would you have there? So we'd have off the low 1 2. Well, if we're going to have a 3, got to have a 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Right? It's not this. It's not like, oh well, I hope that happens. I do. Well, let me rephrase that. I do hope that happens, right? Because I'm very long, right? Very bullish of Bitcoin. But if we're going to follow this count, and if it's going to play good Elliott ball here, which is, Bitcoin's always challenging. to put an Elliott count on. 1, 2. Well, if this is going to hold as 1, 2, I've got to have an impulse here, right? Again, it's not optional. It's like, well, I kind of hope we get one. It's if we don't get one, something very different is going on, right? So right now, there's no reason, given the 1, 2, 1, you know, the impulse here, it's not done yet here, but you know, if we come up here and we retrace, you would be anticipating this. It wouldn't be like, oh, I hope, or it's like, oh, if we do this, right? Again, it's the power of Elliott is, if this, then that. And if not this, then probably not that, right? Or if not that, then this, right? So as we sit here, boy, that sure would be kind of ideal, would it? Not, right? So here we do it this way. We look here and we say, okay, let's get in the prime, or let's get in the discount. Oh shit, I know it's getting crowded in there. But let's buy in the when it's on sale. Let's get it in the discount below the 50. If this is a 1, we're looking for the 2 below the 50, right? So just, you know, now it's frustrating, right? Because it's going here like, whoa, am I going to miss this? Welcome to FOMO, right? Tempting to think, oh God, I better buy it now. Well, if you bought it here at 35 and we get up here to 40, you know, that's $5,000, right? So I'm just saying I don't buy breakouts, right? So I'll wait. If we come back down here, this might be interesting. Let's get this all out of here. This might be interesting here, right? If we get the good 4, come back to this structure, get 4 to the 5, 34 to 40. Not a bad trade. I just, excuse me, I just wouldn't be thinking, oh, you know, we're going off to new all-time highs. I'm not saying we couldn't. It's just, as traders, we're playing odds, right? We're playing, you know, what are you comfortable with? Would you be comfortable if we did a deeper retrace? And you got to work with, you got to know yourself as a trader, right? How comfortable would you be with that? It's the reason I don't buy breakouts is because I know myself as a trader, and that's just a hard rule for me. Now, you might say, well, shit, I don't care. I'm just buying, buy, right? I buy $50 a week, I buy 500 a week, whatever it may be. I just accumulate because I have expectations that we're going to certainly break to a new all-time high. Know yourself, right? What if it's coming down here and you're down? If it's a $5,000 drawdown, are you comfortable with that? Can you just roll with that? If you can, well, right. I mean, if you liked it at 35, you're going to love it at 28, right? Wouldn't that be the thinking? Oh shit! Oh, I get to buy it at 38. Oh, just bought some at 35. Now I can buy it at 28, averaging down. You know, that's case and person specific. It's not what we would teach you. We would teach you, if it retraces, look to be a buyer. If you hit a target up here, at least take partials. At least get paid off of your analysis that ends up being correct. Get paid for that. Instead of being a pig and think, oh, well, if it, oh shit, here you got a halving, it's all coming, right? You know, that's when you get, market will hurt you, right? You know, there are no absolutes, there are no always and every times in the market, but over time, I think we can all agree that oh shit, maybe it'll go higher, That thinking can be dangerous to your long-term success. If you have a winner, at least bank half of it. If not half, a third of it. You know, whatever your comfort level is, but get paid when you're right? Because you're going to be wrong way more than you're right. Okay, so just a little touch up there on some trading psychology, I guess is what we call it. Let's go to a 4-hour here real quick. Let's get this out of here. It does look like you've got a flat here, 335, going up for the 5th here. So the internal, as you see it here in white, this internal impulse plays pretty nicely. This is still the funky part, right? It's funky, but you know, look what came off of it, impulse. All right, let's see. How about ETH? Not a dramatic difference here. Oh, I know that's annoying. Let me get that off. Hang on. Oh, fuck me. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We done? Ran right into the supply. Channeling center line. Oh, that's not maybe though. ballpark, right? But not bad. Right? If you're applying Elliott Wave, wouldn't that, oh shit, that thing sticks to your mouse. Wouldn't that be your assumption? Right? Oh, if we're done here, right, let's buy it at a discount. Right? Same thing. If we're done, so same idea here, right? So somebody bought it there. What do I got, a 4-hour here? Somebody's a buyer here. How'd that work out for them? Now, just as I was saying before, if you don't care, if you're like, fuck, I don't care, I just draw down, whatever, I'll just buy it down here. If you're just long-term playing, that's a different story than if you're trading it or using leverage or trading futures. Those are totally different scenarios. But again, somebody bought it right here. You know, if you're a shorter term trader, that's bait, right? That you're chumming the water. So, oh, come, please, come buy it. Please come buy it. It happens every day, right? We day trade the futures market every day, right? You see it all. It's just unbelievable that they keep doing it. It's now every now and then they'll get a runner, right? They'll get one that'll go for them, right? Thank God, because that means they'll keep doing it. It's amazing, right? More money lost doing that. It's amazing to me that people continue to do it. All right, so let's see. So this is pretty clean, right? The only question is, are we done here? Kind of the same idea. You've got a good looking, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, got a good looking 3 here. This is a little sloppy, but it looks like you got a 3 here. Diag there, it's ugly, right? It's a lot of slop chop. What am I on here? Fuck, what is my exchange? Oh shit, I don't even know my exchange here. That's weird. Why would it not give me my exchange? Oh, that's okay. Anyway, well, I mean, if we break here, look at the, all the fair value gaps here. There's no support here, so we've got imbalances here. So here's the 50%. If we come down, why would this not be just a layup? Like, oh, okay. Well, if it comes down here and I get a 3, right? Oh, right. Wouldn't that be? Now, again, I'm never saying that we couldn't just loser. Right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you're trading, well, fuck, you're going to have some risk. You're going to be wrong. But right now, if you have a pattern like this. Okay, sideways, 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 impulse. Now, you don't have to be an Elliott Wave wizard to look at a 5 and anticipate the 3. Right? Like, that's as rudimentary as it can be. Right, okay, so if this is a 1 and I'm going to get a 2, again, not optional. An impulse has to come here. Has to. Or we don't have a 1, 2. Well, fuck, I shouldn't say that. We could have an A, B. C, right? And then we're heading down. But either way, impulse correct, right? Now, context, right? That's going to be to some degree your Elliott Wave skill, and putting it. Where is it? What is it? What's before it? What preceded it? Okay, well, if this is 1 and that's a 2, why would you assume anything other than the 3, right? Unless you're a bear, fuck, no. Impulse. So, but again, it almost doesn't matter if you're thinking it's corrective. It's going to be an ABC. Well, here's the 5. Here's the 3. You're anticipating the next 5, right? You could be thinking it's going to 0, but you'd still have a 5, 3, 5. Only question is, do I get another 3 and another 5, right? That's always the question with Elliott, right? Is it 5, 3, 5, 5, 3, 5, right? Or are we just going to go 5, 3, 5? Oh shit! I suppose you mix a triangle in there. You got options in there. You could have a flat and go sideways. You could have a WXY. You could have something complex. But at the end of the day, it's another 3. Right now, do I get another 5? It's really that drop dead simple. Now I know, right? The corrections. You got 20. Fuck. What do we got? 26 different kinds of corrections, right? We complicate. I try and simplify it where I can. Right? I know people like to get into it's a triple combo with an. Okay, right? I mean, that's a little bit of, you're flexing your skill, right? It's okay. It's good to flex, right? If you studied, spent all the time learning something, flex it, right? Okay, go with it, right? But, again, at the end of the day, it's a 5 or it's a 3. It could be a triple combo, but that's just a big, fat, juicy 3 preceded by a 5. Keep it simple where you can. All right, I got a few. Let's go. I'm going to end with the S&P. Let me spin through a couple of alts here. Here, I'll be right back. Let me get something up. All right, this is a quad here. I think this came from a live stream. Right, we do our live streams every Wednesday. I'm telling the truth, right? I'm going to just digress for a minute here. I'm considering making the Friday video a live stream. So a little more interaction from members, from YouTube subs, rather than these pre-recorded. I've just been doing this for 5 years, right? So I actually enjoy the live streams more myself, right? I like the interaction. And I also like the input from members, and if the case were such that we needed some content from people from YouTube subs, just making a request, right? Maybe we can teach a little something along the way. But this came from, I think, a series of live streams that members had chosen these. I thought we'd do a little follow-up, which we don't often do, right? It's always looking for the next new thing. But let's do a little follow-up here. This has been a huge winner for us, right? I said, I often take these trades, right? It's not like I look at these in a live stream and say, boy, that looks great, and then just go, well, fuck, I hope it works out, right? I mean, if I see something I like, I get a lot of my best trades from live streams. I have plenty of losers as well, but when they go, right, losers, part of it, get used to it. You can't, you guys know I like the boxing analogy. You can't get in the ring and expect not to get hit. You're going to get hit. You just don't want to get knocked on your back, right, and put out of the game, right? Name of the game, stay in the game, right? So anyway, we look here, and this is RUNE. Now, I didn't know shit about RUNE, but I can certainly look at this chart and go, well, I got momentum here, right? So, this is almost, you got kind of white coffee in here, big accumulation down here, and now we're breaking out of it. Here's the, are we going? Here's the retrace, right? So what's happening here? Breakout traders. It's going to the moon. Oh, shit. I'm missing it. Oh, fuck, I better change. Every day. Every way. Never changes, right? The breakout traders are going to be. Well, then here's the breakout that flies, right? So it's the first one. Right? So you guys understand, I'm not, the point is, let me get an arrow here. The point is, you want to be long going into this, not enter here. That's all I'm ever saying. I'm not saying it's not going to break out. I'm just saying that's not where you want to enter. Now here, okay, right, they got one. Great, means they'll keep doing it. How about here? How about here? You see, right, this one, and now here particularly, here's where the Elliott gives me just a huge advantage over, I don't care how fucking far up ICT's ass you are. I have an advantage over this. I can see this, I can see the 5-3 sitting right here. So I'm anticipating, right, we were just talking about this. This, if it's going to be 1, 2, 3, this is not optional. This must happen, or it's not 1, 2, 3. Right? If this, then that. Period. Right? So when I get this one, and this is a little funky, right down here as well. It almost doesn't matter, right? So here's remember, this is all the market can ever do: swing, retrace, swing, retrace. That's we can keep it that simple, right? Now I know it's never quite that easy, but at the end of the day, right, if your goal is to keep it simple, I'm trying to simplify it in your mind so you don't look at this and go, oh my God, how do we, fuck, heads I buy, tails I sell, right? Good money management, that's proven to be successful, right? Emphasis, good money management. All right, well, let's just use some of our tools. If this is a 1 and this is my 2 here, but a little funky, I've got to go, because you're kind of stuck with this. You get this little 3 in here, so you got to, well, it's certainly not it's not the textbook ABC that I'd like to get here, but I can make sense of it. Whew, look what comes off of it. Now, would you have known that here? Yeah, this is actually kind of a tricky one because you don't get a pullback here. So fuck, here, I'll move this thing around. What you didn't get that nice little entry here. You just moonshot. That's why we like crypto, right? Well, that's why people like to trade crypto, right? Because I just out of nowhere, like why RUNE? Why RUNE? I don't know. Is it possible we're going to come back to this? It's possible. No, I can't. You can't do it. I was thinking you might come 1, 2, 3. Oh, here I'm thinking out loud with you. See, this is a 3. This is a 3. So you're stuck with it. That's kind of the. Here I'm railing on the benefits of Elliott Wave, and certainly there are many, but there are a whole lot of people that just hate it, like hate it. To each his own. but you're kind of forced into this. Right? You would have liked to think, oh fuck, okay, it's just an ABC. But then with this, fortunately, there's almost always a solution. Right? Now you can get a little funky, but there's almost always a solution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got an A. 3 into a B. Oh, that's not what I was looking for here. So now do I have to reconsider this? ABC into a W, ABC into an X, ABC. That's an 8-hour. Right now, if I take that down to a 30-minute, it's going to look a little bit different. But at the end of the day, okay, well, here's the swing. Or so I mean, this is it, right? Here's the 5. Here's the. It's funky, but there's the 3. Monster comes off of it, right? No, you had absolutely no way of knowing that was coming, other than the context. Do you see? So if this is a 1, you might have thought, oh, that's the 2. Here's the 2. I'm going to go. Now, if you took it right and you're stopping at that swing, right? Remember, that's always the thing with a 2 or a B, or it's when it's that close to it. I've said this a gazillion times. But just we have many new members, new subs, when they can't get it. When it's this, like, oh, of course, you'd be sitting here looking at that going, oh, well, of course they're going to get it. Of course they're going to sweep that low. Well, here, Sonar Labs even points it out for you. Sell side liquidity, hello. Sell side liquidity right here. Wow, and they didn't get it? And you had more below. Whoa. What's happening here, right? All the traders who were anticipating the sweep of that and probably the sweep of that, maybe we're heading down to this demand down here, whoop, they got to cover, right? If they're covering, they're buying and buying and buying and buying. That's how it works, right? We've all been there, right? You're like, oh fuck, I got to cover, right? Got to get out. And if you haven't been there, you will be. Now this is kind of just a straight shot. Jesus, that's an 8-hour. Let's try a 2. I mean, very, very shallow pullbacks, right? If you're in something like this, God, well, if you're in it, you're just thrilled. If you're not in it, you're like, oh, come on, give me a retrace. Oh, it's on the, right? This is the best you got here. You have almost nothing along the way, right? It's really quite a move that we're getting here with very shallow. Oh, God damn! So this would have to be your 4, so you kind of have to work backwards. It ain't real clear. Is this going to be your 2? It's to some degree. I swear, I don't think it matters, right? So because if we've got a new high here. So something impulsive. Now, does it matter? Is it 1, 2, 1? Does it matter? I would propose to you not, right? So you can work backwards and go, okay, well, the 5, 4, 3, put them wherever you want, right? I don't know that it matters, right? 3, 4, 5. Okay, now once we start to correct, then maybe you're looking here saying, well, God, is that my 2? 3, 4, right? If it goes much further, right, you might look for any of these, right? You're going to be stuck with all of these, right? Is this the internal 3, 4 down a degree where you might anticipate some support? Well, I got the Vegas waves right here. Right? But why would you? At this point in time, it doesn't look like that's doing anything but going higher, right? Now, if it starts to come back down, all of a sudden now this as a place where at least it's stalled on the move higher, you might look here. I mean, it's unmitigated, right? We can say that. So if you think about how whales would use this, oh, come here, right? So it's down before the up. That's why we have demand here, right? So sell it, take it up, right? Maybe they need to come down and mitigate here and then go. We never know. We're always hypothesizing. It's 2 hours. Pretty good rip here, right? So it's a little bit of hurry up and wait if you're in this, right? You're waiting. What are you waiting for? You're waiting for the 3 to complete. And again, I'm not how I take that off there, but again, I don't know where that 1, 2 is, right? Again, I'd tell you it doesn't really matter, but I can forecast based off of, I can just use our, right? What's most common. Right? If this is a 1 and that's my 2, it's on there. Well, we've just made, let's get you up here. We've just made the 100, right? So this is what we're looking for the 3. Am I on log? No, I'm not. I'm not even log scale. right? So there's the 3. There's the target for the 3. See, now it's tempting to look at that and go, well, shit, why aren't you buying it, right? Well, if it's going up here, why aren't you buying it? Well, we're kind of back to that's not where you want to enter the market. Maybe on this retrace, although that wouldn't have been deep enough for me to be a buyer, right? So, okay, people who bought that, good for you. I'm happy for you. Nice move, right? That's a toughie, right? To know. I mean, is it there? Yeah, there's probably an ABC in there. ABC, yeah, there is. You can see it. It's not that complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up we go. Support here. A little triple top up here. So here's the current range that you're in. No reason to anticipate anything other than that continues to go higher until the price changes. Right now, higher high, higher low, higher high. What you stay with it until you get a change of character. Okay, let's go back down here. That's RUNE. TRX, this is the one where the Elliott here is evasive. I would say it that way. Until we get right here. Then I get just a textbook perfect impulse comes off of this pivot. Now, you might, some sort of a diag maybe. Oh, shit, man, my guys will. Well, that's a cluster F right there. So you have to do it this way. 3, 4, 5, maybe. You get the overlap here, ABC, ABC, oh fuck, you'd have to do WXY. ABC into a 3, BC, we get the overlap here into the 4. It's ugly, that's a little bit of a force fit there. The point of that, and the reason I've left this here, is because the Elliott is elusive here, but it was until it wasn't. Oh shit. Where is it? Right now, all of a sudden, from the slop chop comes a rip-roaring impulse. So now, does that mean like, oh shit? Well, I don't know what that is, so I can't trade that. No, right? That's why this was of interest out here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Would you have known there? Oh, yeah, that's a 50 EMA envelope on. It's not a bad, let's see if we did it this way. Didn't make the discount. So you might have missed that. Now 4 may not make the 50, right? So you might have to pull that from a different swing, a different pivot. After the fact, I know it's a little easier. No, not a little easier, a whole lot easier. But just trying to guess, like why would somebody have known to be a buyer there, right? So are they working off of this swing structure here? Maybe. Right, prior resistance becomes the support. Now you'd have been a little uncomfortable, right, below the 50, right? That's just a 50 envelope, but it's a 50 EMA in the middle. All right, we get on the other side of it. Very tradable. I know, so much easier in hindsight. All right, what do we got over here? Let's do maker. I've got both of these on. This one's a little tricky. What are we doing here? Looks like you got to go. This looks like a 3, so it looks like ABC, right? Maybe we're coming down a little bit lower because you get the. So why would you even be thinking that? Because look at the length of time of the 2 relative to the 4. It's too small, right? So to be finishing there doesn't quite have the right look, even though the geometry is not bad. So you might be inclined to be thinking this has to go up a little further. I suppose the alternate here would be something along these lines. We do it this way, and now we're done. But we still have this dramatic imbalance here. The Elliott's not always going to be perfect, so don't look for it to be perfect. When you spot, and you will see it be just textbook, like, oh my God, how can it be that clean? But when it's not that clean, which is often the case, one choice is just go, I'll wait. I won't trade it. Right? I won't force it until I get something better. I mean, it's as much the length of time as depth here. That's the anchored VWAP. That took so long, and this not quite enough. It almost looks like they're disconnected, right? So you really don't want to connect these two, right? So But you're kind of forced into it, right? So I mean, look how deep that is as a 2, right? You're kind of stuck with it. So, right, you might look at that and say, well, fuck, I just don't like that. I don't like that, the balance between the 2 and the 4 here. I'm just uncomfortable with it. And then you don't, it's because you see something here. Doesn't mean you have to trade it, right? Or just wait. Right now, as we look at this, what's your PDA, right? Premium discount. Am I in log? I think I am in log. It's a little bit better, right? So really what you wanted to do was this to come down and wick this out. So this would be, oh shit. So this would all be corrective, and it still may be that we end up counting it that way. So this would be 1, oh shit. Do I get it? Let's try that, just out of curiosity. Not quite there. Let's see if we can relabel this on the fly, right? So let's just call this, again, it's Wyckoff, right? So I've got, oh fuck, here, we did it this way, right? So this is all, you could make a pretty good case here that this is all accumulation. Here's the break, retest, come back for the edge of the creek, up we go, right? So again, I'm not a Wyckoff expert, but I have enough knowledge of it to recognize here when we have accumulation. Now here's the retest. Now look how perfect the retest is. Shit that does not, I promise you, that does not happen randomly, right? But it's all machines in here anyway, right? So up we go with another 5. So if that's the case, if we're gonna start the count here, it cleans it up a little bit actually. So that might be another way to look at it. Now you don't get a 50 here, but welcome to reality. You're not always going to get, oh, my 2, I only take them if they're in the golden zone, right? So there are times where, again, that may have been just enough, right? So would you have known, right? It's always easy after the fact, right? Would you have known? Probably not. Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that? If this is 1, 2, that's not 3. Right, so it starts to get a little more bullish here. So if we start to put those together, 1, 2, 1, right? Not going to be 3. We're going to be up here, right? If this is 1 and this is 2, we got to have a 1 here, right? So 1, 2. What would be your plan? 1. Well, you may actually already have it in there. You've got a 3 in there. So let's look how that tees up. I'm out of log here, right? So 5, 3 to a 50. Why not buy it? Well, you're underneath the 233. So here, I got the Vegas wave on here. So you're under the Vegas wave. Here's anchored VWAP, still pretty good support down here. Premise being it's 1, 2, right? So so you're pulling from this pivot as opposed to the hard low. 1, 2. No. Let's be clear. This could be ABC, and we're heading down to for the POC, right? So we can't eliminate that possibility. But right now, as we're kind of in this risk on, and alts are starting to go, and we've got hopefully the FTX nightmares completely behind us now with SBF off to I don't know 100 years at Fed camp, right? So it's one to keep an eye on. Say it that way. So 4 hour. You see the 3 here a little bit better. Buy it. I'd like maybe get on the other side of that POC, right? Something right in here so I can be clear about where the risk is. Got a low volume node here going up for the 3. Might look at that. Okay, how am I doing on time? Oh shit, 38 minutes. I always think I'm going to do them faster. Okay, let's. This is one I'm in. I kind of want to pretty aggressively on this one, and it looks like we're ping ponging here from demand to supply. I just drew this up. Pretty reasonable case here that you've got supply here. We went up, got into the premium, down we come. Note we don't have a flip in the Vegas wave yet, right? So you'd like to see the 233 underneath with the Vegas wave is here, right? I added the 233. The Vegas wave, you'd like to see that get on the other side of the 233. Well, not hard to see the assumption that's being implied there. If this is 1 and that's a long deep 2, which it's not gorgeous looking. You'd have to go A, B, C. So you'd have to put the 1 here. Well, use the tools. Deep, but if this, remember, it doesn't have to be golden to get you the 80%, right? I got 80% odds I get here, as long as this holds. Now, if it rolls over, different story, but get ping, ping, ping right now, we could hit here. Just the 80% is in play. That's what I'm after, right? You can see, oh, I'd do the whole thing, right? Nice big supply zone up here, 3, 4, 5, retest it, back to the median line. Do I know that's gonna happen? Absolutely not, but that's what I'm playing, right? You always wanna have a forecast, right? That's the obvious spot, and then we look here and say, well, okay, where's the resistance gonna be on the way, right? I might do the 3 right here. 4, 5, and then that's even more bullish, right? If we finish it earlier, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, well over $1. All right, god damn, I think I'm going to do them faster. I can't do it. I can't do them faster. I got all that. Okay, let me finish with the shit, 41. Damn it, I was going to be faster. Okay, let's finish here. There's some other stuff here in the live stream. This I think is perhaps the more challenging. What I have up here is the futures. So this is really challenging, and it's interesting. Here, let me get this off. Oh shit, what do I have on here? Oh, I got a few little market structure things on here, but so I've got liquidity. Oh fuck, what do we call it here? Liquidity concepts and the Sonar Lab. Okay, this is interesting, right? So it's very challenging for the Elliottian because it's unclear, right? You're making an educated guesstimate based on what we're seeing here. But what's interesting about this is how this pattern is repeating, and right? So if you're an Elliottian, you lived through trying to figure out what this was, and now we're doing the exact same thing over here. I mean, literally the exact same thing. See, you look at this and you want to go, oh, what's the big fucking deal, right? There's a 5, 5, 3. What's the problem? Well, and I've seen, surprisingly, I've seen some good Elliottians wrestle with this. Okay, again, this is where you have to make that decision. I know I've talked about this repeatedly over the last couple of weeks, but then for new subs, but just as you're wrestling with this, you cannot call this you can't call it a diag if you're applying rules and guidelines. Oh, fuck, call it whatever you want, right? We don't have to argue about whether it's what the trend is, right? Now this was pretty deep, right? But you'll see it happened twice. Fuck, here, come here. Right, so you're starting here, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then all of a sudden I get change of character here. I get a higher high, right, relative to this swing, right? But then it happens again. Same thing happens here, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Oh, change of character, right? But it's not a break of structure. It's a change of character. So you look here and you want to go, God damn it, man. Why can't I just go 5-3? You're always telling me to simplify. True, right? And valid, right? Call it 5-3 if you like. But if you are going to move from, okay, let's keep it drop dead simple and fuck the rules, to, all right, let's apply a little bit more rigidity to what we're letting slide and what we're not. You can't call this a leading diag because the 5th is not longer than the 3rd, right? So if this were going to be an A wave, it would have to be leading diag if you were going to count it as a 5. So it forces you into a combo where you got to, oh shit, you can do it a couple of different ways. Oh, you probably have to go WXY, right? Because you've got a clear zigzag here. Again, we've been over this many, many times. This part here is so, there's no getting around the zigzag here, right? You've just got a 5-3-5 right there, right? So you got to factor it in. Well, it's tempting to want to go, oh, fuck it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's very tempting to do that. Now, is that going to hurt you? Well, the idea is by sticking to those rules and guidelines, you're going to avoid making some bad trades. I don't know if it's going to hurt you or not, but it's a decision you make, right? So you really can't do Elliott a little bit. I mean, you're either in or you're out, right? Now you can get a little loose around the edges, when you've got a 2-tick overlap, or there's certain things you can't compromise, right? The 2 can't go below the 1, right? So certain things like that you can't compromise here. If you're going to apply strict Elliott, I don't think it hurts you. It's not as though, oh shit, well, if I'm strict about it, I don't fucking know where I am, right? So you can come here and just do a WXY into an A, right? Now this, right, I've talked about this a lot, right? So this is a trade I've been in and out of a couple of times, right? I thought we had 3, 4, and we were going for the 5. I mean, I took a pretty good beating on that trade that lost money. So this has to be the A. Well, pardon me. Applying rules and guidelines, you would end up as an A here, right? You're doing it through a double WXY. You get to an A. Oh fuck, might even get. Oh, we get to a W A wave. Here's 3, right? Looked like it's going to be 5, but so you got to go with a B here. Now, if we're going down for a C here. Boy, is this making it difficult. And why is it making it difficult? Because we have, look at the exact same thing happening here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, it's not as problematic here because we can work with this. Here, let's just do it on the fly here. Okay, so first question is, do I have a 5 here? It's this section, oh shit, I'm on a daily. This section here is a little problematic, right? Because you can't quite get a clean 5 in there. So WXY, ABC, maybe you can get away with the ABC, some sort of B in the squish in there, and then come out with a C. It's a little bit of an Elliott shuffle, but fuck, we got to call it something, right? It's either 5 or a 3, right? There's no alternate there. It's one or the other. So okay, let's lean into a 3. Okay, well this looks like a 5, but you'd have to squish that into a 3. Again, there are times where it's not going to play. It's not clean Elliott. Then I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. This is. We live with the 3 here, but no, we're overlapping the 1, right? So now you're thinking, oh shit, well fuck, I'm diag. Well, you got to double check that, right? So if this is the C and we're going to go down for 5, well, that could be the 1 wave, right? Wouldn't you be thinking that? Well, with the same issue here. Well, first thing you got to check is how's the 3 relative to the 1, right? Okay, well, it's longer, right? So I don't have to worry about the 3 being the shortest. But get that off. How about here? Excuse me. Exact same problem you have here. Problem. Well, it's an issue. Let's call it that, right? You can't call it a leading diag. Well, again, call it what you like, right? But if you're going to apply rules and guidelines, what you're basically saying is, well, fuck rules and guidelines, right? Same thing over here. Well, fuck it. I'll just call it a 5. You can't make that fly. Again, if you're going to apply rules and guidelines. Okay, so what are we left with? WXY 3. This is problematic, but you're stuck with it. 3, 3, 3, right? So because again, we just as the other, it's remarkable, right? Remember, as where I started, right? Patterns, right, around money tend to repeat because people in mass, is it in mass or en masse? En masse sounds better to say en masse. En masse. I digress. Tend to do the same thing, right? Over and over and over. Crowd dynamics, right? Very predictable. So here we have a pattern. You say, well, wait a minute. What I got a zigzag here. This is my problem wave here. What am I calling that? Excuse me. Right? WXY, right? Why not? 3, 3, ABC. Where's it going? Well, look at this nice channeling. Now, as we sit here, you can see right now we're coming into potential, right? It's always just potential for this to be supply. Well, oh shit, at this rate, I mean, this is what a week this has been. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What just an unbelievable week. So what is the algo going to be doing, right? I think we're past the point where we have to talk about its influence. Okay, well, so first you'd be checking here. Right, this is the zig. Well, let's get in there. So much for a short video. Okay, so we're going to go. This is something that I do start to notice now more and more, right? So it's while we are paying attention to the first swing, right, to that 50 in that golden zone, when that one breaks, the next one here, because, let me just do it this way. Oh, here, we'll do the same kind of thing here, right? So if it's this, right, we've got this right here. Now, we, of course, right, as I've shown you 10,000 times, right, as we come back up into this, as we come back up, right, heads up here, right, fair value gap, if some reason, right, that's happens all the time. If this breaks, right, I almost getting to where I prefer these, because if it breaks, I come back here. Now, if I'm looking at it, let's get you off to the side. Now, if I'm pulling it from here to here, coming back this direction, note how it's changed, right? So now I'm up here. Well, when I'm coming up here, now I've got potential for more information, let's say it that way, right? So because it's very possible here, I've got an order block or fair value gaps, right? So if this was an order block up here, well, let's just say it's smaller, right? It's on the other side of the 618. And then very, very often you'll see coming out of the, we'll use order block, right? Coming out of it here, you'll get the imbalance, right? So there'll be, that's how you want to qualify a good order block, right? Because order blocks break all the time, right? So if you've got that teed up there and there was supply here and you had the aggression coming out of that here. So you have displacement, right? So longs, right? Because, oh shit. I'm getting into a thing here. Okay, so longs are here going, well, hey, what the fuck, right? I thought we were doing that, right? How would you know, right? So I thought because they're going to be buying here, right? You see, right? Because it works on both sides. So for the long who's buying here and the short who was like, wait a minute, I thought we were going to stop here, right? You've got these conflicting issues here. So for this trade here, as we come back, let's get this, not confuse myself. Let's get this one out of here. As we come back to this one, you've got the potential for those longs that are here, right? They're potentially on the wrong side of the trade, right? They're trapped, right here. Now this could go higher, right? It's not like these don't break or break a little bit here. You could come into the demand, or excuse me, come into this supply if it's up here. You could come into that, go a little higher, get in the premium. Just something to look for. Starting to see that more and more, right? So here's a decent example of it. So here's the, let's do it this way. Here's the potential, right? It's just, oh fuck. Let me do it that way. Yeah, that's higher than this, right? So I would just use this up, because you've got the up in that candle. Here's the low, here's the swing higher. As we come into that, well, here's a good example of it, right? Here's the high, here's the low. The first one broke, right? The first one broke right here. Now we go to the next one. Now I've got this to work with. Now, and look, just as I was saying right here, look at coming out of this potential, right? For this potential order block here, look at the imbalance, right here, right? So we get the displacement that takes it down. Now we're coming back here. We've already cleared this, right? This big candle here, this is a daily chart, right? So we get a balance, as called in SMC speak, right? We get a balanced price range. So here's a fair value gap that's disrespected on the way back, right? Comes right through it. So this was an imbalance. Now it's balanced, right? That's the idea here. Now we're coming, where are we right now? We just tapped the golden zone. Now, if this breaks, right? Before you said, oh, we're off to new highs. If that breaks, right? You got another one here. Right, same information, same idea. From this low, pardon me, from this high to this low, we're coming back. It's right here. But we still have this to play with. You've got this imbalance right here. Shit, you do the whole thing. Right, so all of that becomes a candidate now for more resistance. Because at this moment in time, it doesn't quite fit, right, to think, oh, the next move is off to new highs. I'm not saying that's not happening, but if you're looking at this going, that's where we're headed, right? Let's say that's your analysis. Shit. Probably lost all of you talking so long. Okay, right, so we're coming this way. Wait a minute. if this is ABC, how the heck is that going to work? Well, back and forth with my guys, right? You know, I've got, as I would be quick to tell you, they're all better Elliotticians than I am. That's why I hired them. So back and forth with PKS Avenda, who's my most credentialed Elliottician, we considered this as a possibility. Let me get all this out of here. Okay, so this is an A wave, and this is, let's make that a bigger. Oh, fuck, here, let's go to minuet here. Let's put it in green. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Fucking allergies. Okay, what else, right? So when in doubt, it's like, what the fuck? Right, so as soon as I'm looking at a chart, I'm like, what the fuck? Triangle. Right, if you're like, what, how is this, how can this pop? Triangle. Right, so we would have to back out on that a little bit and look at it this way. Candidate, right? It's just a candidate, right? We're trying to come up with, well, wait a minute. Remember, if it's not this, it must be that. If it's not that, it must be this. And if it's neither of those, triangles. It's actually what, right? So maybe something like this, right? Now we go out of here. That would be, so it would be A, B, C, D, E. Now we come out of here and we're off to new highs. That's how the bull scenario can play, right? If the market, you know, again, market wants to go up always wants to go up, right? So this is how we can get out of here bullishly. Excuse me. Right, so it would be A, B, C, D, E. Right, that's what we have to consider, right? If this is going to come up here, now question, right? If it comes up here and we break out this high, right? Different story, right? We got a new set of, how are we doing that? How are we doing that? Another contender. Okay, guys, holy shit, I went way too long. Way too long. Fuck, oh man, I thought it was gonna be 20 minutes today. I had more stuff to show you. I'll have to come back and do it on the next one. As I said, I think going forward, these Fridays are gonna be live streams. I just prefer it. Okay, right, it's kind of weird to sit here and talk to yourself for an hour. Well, I guess I'm talking to you, but I guess I'm used to it after 5 years, but nonetheless. Okay, guys, I ramble on too much. All of our links, stuff that we recommend underneath, you can always join us. I always leave this to the end, right? So people are clicking off, so before people hear this. Links are underneath, right? You can always join us for free in the Discord, you know, kick around, talk to the other players. As I always say, talk to the other members. Don't listen to me. How am I gonna be objective, right? Of course, I think you're gonna have a good experience if you participate. That's the key, you gotta participate. Talk to the other guys. You can come in free, say, hey, what's it like in here? Are these guys any good? How's the content? Blah, blah, blah. You know, ask them. Don't listen to me. All right, guys. Belt systems are, we'll probably have a Black Friday promotion coming. And, well, we've got new stuff planned for the new year. Okay, guys. You have a great weekend, and I'll catch you on the next one.